My dear beloved people of God, welcome to this reflection. We have two miracle stories in today's gospel passage narrated to us by the evangelist Mark by using a technique called sandwich technique or also called as intercalation. One story is inserted into another story to heighten the dramatic effect of the narration or of the story. The thrust of these two stories is faith, but there is something more. It is courage. Let's reflect on this gospel passage. Firstly, we have the leader of the synagogue who comes to Jesus by humbling himself, falling at the feet of Jesus, asking Jesus, pleading Jesus to come to his house and heal his daughter who was at the point of death. This shows his deep faith in Jesus Christ. As Jesus sets out, accompanied by a great crowd pressing on him, we have another touching story of a woman who had been suffering for 12 years from the loss of blood. Some of the translations of the Bible say that she suffered from hemorrhage, but many commentators say that it cannot be hemorrhage because hemorrhage is sudden and dangerous. But this could be correctly called as flow of blood. In modern terms, we would understand her sickness as having irregular menstrual cycle, which led to excessive loss of blood. Her situation was not so good. She had tried everything that she could by going to different kinds of doctors, but everything proved useless. This woman proved to be beyond help and hope. Nothing had worked for her. Her situation had worsened, and not only this, being a Jewish woman, she had all the more distress. According to the book of Leviticus chapter 12 verses 1 to 8 and chapter 15 from verses 19 to 30, she was considered as unclean, as a defiled woman. And not only that, whatever she touched, wherever she sat, or whomever she touched, that thing or that person also became defiled. Her illness had left her personally, socially, and spiritually cut off. She could not even participate in the public worship. This was her great distress. But now something beautiful happens. She takes a very bold step. She musters courage to walk in the midst of the crowd in order to touch the fringe of the cloak of Jesus. With deep faith, she goes and touches the cloak of Jesus. And immediately she received healing. She received healing not only because of her faith, but also because she took courage to take this step. No other woman would dare to do such a thing, but she did because she mustered courage. The greatness of this woman's faith consists in this. She believed that the power of Jesus Christ to heal her, even by a mere touch of his clothes, would bring about instant and complete cure. Jesus encouraged her faith, appreciated her faith, saying, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." Go in peace here means to go as someone who has been restored to the right relationship with human beings and as well as with God. Now we go to the second story. As Jesus completes this healing, there is a report that says that the daughter of Jairus, the leader of the synagogue, has just died, and therefore it is not necessary to call Jesus home. They had no idea that Jesus had the power even over death, that He Himself is the life and the resurrection. But Jesus encouraged Jairus, saying, "Do not fear, but only believe. Yes, the father of the child believed, and because of his faith, his daughter was restored to life. My dear God's people, in the Old Testament we have prophets raising the dead to life, but they did it with God's power, with the authority of God. Jesus is a man of God, but much higher and greater than the prophets, because he raises the dead by his own power and authority, by the authority of his word. My dear God's people, what is impossible to us is possible with God with our faith. So let's believe firmly in the one who has the power over all kinds of sicknesses and even death. Jesus is our consolation. Jesus is our healing. Jesus is our God. Let's call unto him in all kinds of our situations. He will be there for us. May God bless all of you.